The need for financial inclusion, an effective solution to fundamental day-to-day economic problems, has never been more important. Today, many employers are still unable to effectively protect their employees against the most common emergency they are faced with, the unpredictable occurrence of financial emergencies, and stress also, to a large extent, impacts employers and the workforce in the event they can't be resolved. As easy as this appears, reports show that this form of emergency is the least protected against. How do employees get access to funds in times of emergencies, and what barriers do they face? Well, George Badejo-Adegbenga, co-founder and CEO of MIM Finance Company, is here to answer all those questions. George will also be speaking on creating a platform for easy accessibility of funds to employees when cash is strapped. Well, good morning, and good to have you on the morning show. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
All right, George. Well, as we know in Nigeria, employers are generally unable to provide salary advances to all their employees due to several factors. One being that it can be expensive for employers because they have to stockpile funds to meet requests of their employees. And that's why you have developed WageX, correct? Now, tell us about this solution for employers.
Yeah, it's pretty simple if you think about it. You know, one of the reality when it comes to access to finance is that you need to find someone that would sort you out. And we've done extensive research and found that most employers, whilst they would love to support their employees, they don't have the cash flow to be able to support them. What we bring is a solution whereby you could just simply have access to your income before your payday to deal with any kind of emergencies you may encounter. So ultimately, our approach is to engage the employer, which kind of addresses the issue of why finance is expensive, because if we have a relationship with the employer, we know that the employees do earn an income, and as a result, all employees within that employer's establishment can simply go onto our app and download our app and be able to access their salary before their payday whenever they need it. It's interest-free, of course, with a very, very relatively cheap admin fee that they have to pay. And the admin fee could be paid by the employer in some cases, or by the employees should the employer not be able to afford to expend in that way.
Understood. I mean, naturally, these things involve some type of risk to the lender. There are risks of default and the like. But when we talk about eligibility, first and foremost, how does that work for WageX? How do you select your candidates? Is it open for all? Does there need to be some sort of credit rating before somebody can use the app? How does it work in terms of selecting a candidate, or is it open to everybody?
Very good question. It is actually open for every employee within the employment of employers we've actually onboarded. We do not do any credit search because we've already got a relationship with the employer, and every employee within the employer's establishment would have access. But the good thing that we do, from our research, we found that one of the reasons why many people do not have access to finance is because there are no ways for lenders to be able to assess their creditworthiness. So what we do is, whilst we do not need to do credit searches before we give access, we report to all credit reference agencies in Nigeria so that there could be enough information about our customers. So should they need finance elsewhere or even from us, they can quite easily get it because they're in the grid, and their creditworthiness can then be assessed.
All right, so now you did say that WageX, employees are able to access 80% of their salaries, right? It's more like an advance, correct? Now, it does sound as though this is a risky venture because, employees, like you said, they can access their funds regardless of their credit score. Now, what happens in the event that they lose their job after getting the money from, let's say, the previous month?
Yes, that is the reality. And what we do is there is an arrangement whilst you download the app. You have to provide some of your details, in particular your bank verification number, which allows us to be able to identify you. The employer is never liable if for whatever reason you lose your job, right? But we would be able to engage with the employees afterwards and reach some kind of arrangement for them to repay. Hopefully they secure another job and then they can actually repay the loan. That's kind of the idea. But you're absolutely right, there is that risk. But because obviously it's access to your already earned money before your payday, we believe the majority, and that's the reality right now, the majority of all our customers will get paid on payday and the necessary deductions will be made.
Understood. I mean, as you're well aware, employees spend between 65 to 80% of their salary in the first 1 to 2 weeks of getting paid, which naturally exposes them to financial stresses and risks when they have emergencies, which is a problem you're in the business of trying to solve. Alternatively, people would have to take loans or payday loans and the like. How do you think this type of debt is any better from your quintessential payday loan offerer?
Yeah, this is a solution to solve that problem, right? We found from our research that people, when they have this kind of hardship, the banks may not be able to help them, maybe because of the value of the amount they're after, or perhaps they can't go through the process, or there are no collateral to put forward. And this pretty much just allows you to access your own hard income interest-free, right? So the whole idea of this is to solve that particular problem whereby people are stressed out. And if you look at some of the challenges we face in this country, and I guess in many other countries as well, is if you don't have enough money, right? And if you don't have enough liquidity, you can't be focused, whether it's work, whether it's whatever you're doing. So knowing that you're backed, and by the way, there is no obligation to take out this finance. It's just something there to know that when there's an emergency, you could actually access it. It solves loads of problems, and for employers, the employees can feel relaxed and focus on work. No concerns about even corruption or stuff that perhaps might be harmful to the employees as well.
It does sound like something very interesting. Just so many questions. How do you even get your capital to start with to have that type of coverage? And does WageX also help to cover like health emergencies, or is there like a separate app for that? I know that it is for everything, but we talk about like health insurance and things like that at the workplace. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very good question. So ultimately, WageX is pretty much a UK originated firm, and we source our funds from our UK entity, our parent company. And insofar as other products as well, by sometime in June, we're going to be introducing products that would enable consumers in Nigeria to be able to have quick cash, not through their employers, just cash they may need. We'll also be introducing products where you could get finance to purchase solar panels and inverter to help solve the problem of electricity in Nigeria. So there are other products in the pipeline. Most of them are all going to be coming in June, and hopefully I'll be back on this program to talk about them.
Oh, well. Well,
we look forward to welcoming you back.
We do.
Most definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.